Okay, so welcome to Keyword Research Live. So I'm going to do a little bit of a lesson and then followed by a live demonstration. And we're just going to do it live as it happens. So who knows what we'll find in our keyword researching. But hopefully by doing it live and unscripted, you'll get to sort of see the thought process behind keyword research and how to make decisions as to what keywords to choose for yourself, for your website, for your business, for your blog. Okay, so the goal of keyword research is to find opportunities to show up on Google for specific searches. So when you're researching keywords, you're looking for places that are being searched often that you can outshine, that you can come above the competition. And rank at least on page one, if not number one. So keywords are either searched in a high volume or a low volume, and they either have low competition or high competition. So high volume would be lots of people are searching it every single month. Low volume would be not a lot of searches or 0 searches a month. High competition is two things. When Google lists something as high competition, they're really talking about how many people are bidding for ads. However, high competition also means how difficult it is to beat the people who are currently on top. So, if you're going up against, let's say, like Coca-Cola or Google or whatever, you're going up against high competition. Low competition would be the pages that are already ranking for that particular keyword. Are kind of crappy websites anyway that maybe aren't spending a lot on SEO or have bad SEO practices, and or there's nobody really bidding for ads in that space. So statistically, if you're page one, number one on Google, you get 33% of the clicks. That's statistically on average. So of course there are, it can be more or less than that. But that's just sort of the rule of thumb that I go by when determining what keywords to go after. So I sort of think to myself, okay, well, if it's number one with a keyword that gets 1,000 searches per month, then that's going to be 330 new visitors to the website every month. So, and if I already know that my conversion rate, or if all my visitors who come to my website, if my sales from that is like 1%, so not talking about lead generation, but actual like cash transaction sales, then you can consider yourself getting 3 new clients per month from that one link. So that may not sound like a lot. Or maybe to some of you that's like, yeah, 3 per month, that's great. But you want to think about too, those 3 clients per month, they also, they're probably also generating referrals for you. They're probably also repeat customers. And the other great thing is that's not aside from all of your other networking places where you get leads. That's just from that one link. So you can do that multiple times with multiple different keyword strategies and page strategies for that, as well as plus your regular way that you get clients, again, like networking or referrals. So that's sort of just the numbers that I kind of use to determine what to go for. So back to this sort of grid here. An example of something with high volume and high competition would be something like pizza. It's very broad. It's not very specific. It could mean a lot of different things. Pizza restaurant could be an example of something with maybe a bit of a lower volume, but higher competition. Pizza place on Danforth, probably low volume and low competition. So if you live in Toronto, we have a street called Danforth. So, just any street on your in your neighborhood. But probably less people are searching specifically for a pizza place on a particular street. So it's lower volume and likely less competition. High volume, low competition, I will talk about in just a second, because it's a bit of like a white elephant. It's hard to get. Holly, no, it is not a magnifying glass. So you guys can still keep guessing. It hasn't been guessed yet. So high volume, high competition is typically broad and has multiple meanings like that, like pizza. Like it could be pizza restaurant, it could be pizza recipe, it could be gluten-free pizza, it could be pizza the game. Dominica, no, it's not a crystal ball, but that would be kind of cool. I do like crystal-y things. A magic ball, no. Those 8 balls. I had one when I was a kid. So high competition, low volume are usually getting keywords that are a little bit more specific. And they usually are filled up by common local services or products. The reason why you get into high competition for those is because people are trying to outrank their competitors for those common services or products, like plumber, or drywall, or whatever it is. Those are some services in there that would be higher competition. So low competition, low volume are typically long tail niche keywords. Like again, that pizza place on Danforth, it's long tail. It's a little bit niche because it's so isolated and local. A new product, a unique service, and your brand name would all be things with low competition, low volume. And I'll give you an example. Actually, I'll talk first about the high volume, low competition. That would be something that is a new trend or suddenly famous. And I'll give you an example of that. Fidget spinners, when they first came out, it would have fallen in the new product category. So low competition, low volume. So the people who had websites focused on fidget spinners rested in that area of low competition, low volume. As soon as fidget spinners got popular, they jumped into low competition, high volume, and then quickly jumped into high volume, high competition. So there's a very small, that's why in this part, I put the little question marks with the low competition, high volume, because it's a little bit of a weird place. When you do keyword research, you're probably not going to find those opportunities. And so I don't necessarily recommend that you wait until you find an opportunity like that when you're doing keyword research. But if you are very good at predicting trends, or you have the next latest, greatest thing, or you know that you are going to be featured on television, let's say, or some big event, that could fall into the suddenly famous, certainly get a page ready, get some material ready for that, so that when it does hit into high volume, you're ready to rank. Emma, no, it's not a chia pet. I'm afraid I would probably kill it, the poor little thing. I don't have a green thumb. So keyword opportunities, again, in the high volume, high competition arena, you're looking at a high investment and a high return. So the investment can be money, time, and energy, because certainly the time and the energy is in creating those, like a blog post or a page and content marketing. All that stuff doesn't go away whether you're in low competition, low volume, or high volume, high competition. But the investment becomes a bit higher in that case because you're concentrating more on content marketing and likely paying for advertisements, pay-per-click ads, as well as just traffic generating ads too. So in the high competition, low volume, your investment again is high because you're likely paying for advertising space or for traffic gen. And the return would be more so like medium. It really depends on what the keyword is and how targeted it is. Sometimes when somebody is searching something that does have low volume, it's so specific that they're actually a warm lead. And because they're a warm lead, they're more likely to buy based on whoever they find, because they're really looking for that product or service. Low competition, low volume. Again, the investment there is normal, and the return low, because the volume of people searching is so low. Your investment normal, meaning you're still investing time and energy, but not quite as much money. Low competition, high volume. Again, same amount of investment as the competition, low competition, low volume, in that you're still spending time, you're still spending energy, you're still content marketing, but you're maybe not paying for ads. and your return is high. But again, it's kind of hard to hit that unless you're kind of ahead of the curve. So when looking for opportunities, I suggest sort of sticking around the middle. And you see I have some check marks here. So if it's high volume or low volume, but low competition, it's really great if towards, so long as you're kind of towards the middle. If it's high competition, low volume, you can see I've got kind of like a grayed out check mark there, only because I don't necessarily recommend that might be like your last resort. Like I would say, look for an opportunity in the other quadrants first. But certainly I mean, you can definitely go for that. And then I have some X's. So like on the extreme of high competition, low volume, like if it's really, really high competition, but still not a lot of returns, I would say don't even bother. If it's really low volume and low competition, kind of up to you. Again, thinking in terms of, is this something, am I ahead of the trend? Or are these, even though these are low volume searches, is this search really, really highly qualified? Like, is this product or service so specific and so niche that the people who are searching it, even if it's like 10 people a month, they're ready to buy because you're the only person who's offering that unique product or service. Low competition, high volume. Again, I also don't necessarily recommend because it's going to be so hard to find. High competition, high volume. If you can afford it, hell yeah, go for it. Yeah, man. If you want to spend the time content marketing the hell out of it, paying for ads, then please, by all means, go for the high volume, high competition. Hard-boiled egg. Ew, no. That would be smelly. A diva, thanks, Amanda. No, it's not a diva cup. Oh, okay. Moving on. Keyword research. Do you keep it on your desk, Amanda? Shouldn't it be like in a drawer? Anyway. Oh, a sample one. Oh, that's a good. Okay, that makes sense. Anyway, moving on. Keyword research. Where were we? Okay, let's get into some keyword research. We're going to do this live. So in the comments below, what do you sell? Hit me up. Tell me some things. How do you help your clients? Amanda, you don't sell diva cups, do you? Because we can put that as one thing. All right, no diva cups. Who's got some ice? Okay, baby gear, cool. Anything else? Who else has got something? Healthy homes, that's a service. What else have we got? Instagram, influencer marketing, perfect. Birthday party entertainment, fundraising for nonprofits, accessories, jewelry, scarves, mom groups, personal training. Oh, hi, Andy. Perfect. Music lessons and coaching, wonderful. Okay, now, and does anybody have anything like special about what they offer? Is it exclusive? Is it locally sourced? Is it affordable? Is it luxury? What makes it unique about what you sell? Vacation and property rentals, that's great. Networking and education for mom entrepreneurs, that's right. High-end in-home one-on-one. Yeah. Okay, so I'm seeing a couple of mom things. Like there are the mom entrepreneurs, there's influencer moms, and there was another mom groups. Carefully curated collection of thoughtfully designed, responsibly made, safe and useful goods. Wonderful. Sorry, I'm just reading. Affordable entertainment. All right. Wonderful. So once you understand what it is that you sell and what it is that makes you unique in your marketplace, where you're gonna brainstorm some keyword ideas. So you can use a paper or a whiteboard. Oops. I use a whiteboard that I have. And then you want to host a brainstorming session with your team, with some trusted associates, with your entrepreneur network, as long as they're cool people. If you have a client or like a longtime client or customer who just would love to help you out, friends who are wise and smart. Or you can actually survey your clients. You don't have to tell them that it's keyword research when you survey them, but what you're pulling out is the language that they use. So understanding the terminology, so there was some fitness people in there. Do they call it fitness? Do they call it are they using the words yoga, or are they just saying fitness in general? Are they saying things like lose weight, or are they saying things like get healthy? Those are some of the things that you can use to tailor your keywords to really understand not only what you offer, but also to kind of fine tune how you market what you offer. Because if your clients aren't into losing weight, but they're into getting healthy, then you may want to be tailoring not only your keywords towards being healthy, but also just your overall marketing. So you get a better understanding of your clients when you survey them and listen to the language that they use. We're all cool people. Oh yeah, of course. So when you're brainstorming keyword, when you're getting keyword ideas, there are no bad ideas. So, it's just about kind of spitballing some things. So we're going to take the mom groups, if that's cool with you guys, because there's some variations of mom groups that we're talking about here. No offense to the guys. Could be parent groups. So I want to see in the comments, let's help out some of these mom groups or these mom focused business. So what are some keywords that might come up that you might search for if you were looking for a mom group in your area? I know for me, I might do mom group near me. Mom, I don't know, Toronto area mom meetups. Yeah, okay. Area mom meetups. What are some other? Help with a big exclamation. Stop me before I move to Mexico and abandon my family. Been there. Meet other moms. Okay, mommy friends. Yeah. Meet other moms. How to make mom friends. Yep. That's actually a really great idea for like a blog topic, because that could totally, that's just so general, and some really great information. So even putting something within a blog post like that sort of filters people to your group, is very like non-intrusive, right? Like you're sharing tips on how to make mom friends, but then at the same time, you're able to say, oh, by the way, we have a mom group. So that's a great idea for a blog. Seriously, anyone want to be friends? Please be my friend. We can be friends, Jennifer, but I think you live like really far away. So mom friends that aren't annoying. Okay, I don't know. We'll see how many people are searching for that. That is interesting. Friends who aren't annoying. Okay. Where the cool moms hang out. Yeah, that's a good one. Okay, so I've got all my like really terrible writing stuff here, and yours would look a lot nicer and better. And from this, you are going to pick, if you were doing this for your business, you're going to pick at least 10 that makes sense for your business. And I say that makes sense because, you know, I have a client, for example, who makes teething necklaces, and she hates the word jewelry even though jewelry is like a term with teething necklaces, like she would rather die than than put the word jewelry on her website. So if that term like doesn't make sense for you, I mean, I know for like the mom entrepreneurs group, you know, the word mompreneur is really polarized. Some women really like that. Other women, again, they don't like that. So for the mom group, mompreneur might not be hitting their target market, or it might be. So you're picking some that makes sense for you, that makes sense for your business and your brand and your clientele. So I'm not going to pick 10 right now because we don't have time to do all 10, but let's do how to make mom friends, because I like that. That was cool. And then Toronto area mom meetups, because I think we'll find some good stuff in there. All right, so that was great, guys. So we've got some going on here. Next, we go into, so once we have our list and we have about 10 that we want to go for, we're going to use a spreadsheet to keep our data handy. And did I have my spreadsheet ready? No, probably not. Let me just, Excel. That's not any of them. Oh, where is my keyword research? Oh, you know why? Because it's in my Google Drive. We're live, people. Welcome to the live workshop. Let me just open up my drive. Excuse me while I do that. All right. Here we go. We're rock and rolling. So this I just had on for some piano lessons, but this is an example of, and I will send this link to you guys because this is just a Google Drive document. So I will send you this link, but it's pretty easy peasy. It is just, we're going to write down our keywords ideas here. So Toronto area mom meetups and how to make mom friends. And again, you would just like keep putting your ideas into here as you go along. So the first part of keyword research is looking at volume. Then from the volume, we're going to see some opportunities. And we're going to look at competition and opportunity. All throughout the volume, competition, and opportunity phase, we're going to be discovering new ideas. So for me, the way I do keyword research is it's really a free flow. Like I don't do all the volume and then all the competition and then all the opportunity. I do volume. I usually see some opportunity, get excited, explore that a little bit more, and then decide to whether to go for that or not, or move on to another keyword. So mine is a little bit of a jumbled free flow bunny trail, but there's no right or wrong way to do it. The point is that you're looking to find keywords that you can rank for. So you're really looking for opportunity is what you're looking for. No, I don't have a globe on my desk. I do not. Good guess though. Okay, so for the research part, I like to head on over to Keyword Planner on Google. And let's just see here that's not it. Oh my goodness, where is it? Ah, it is here. Okay. So if you go to AdWordsGoogle.com, I will also send you these links as well. So you get my spreadsheet and these links. I'll send it to you in a Google Doc. Let's figure out again where this is. Okay. So you do have to have an AdWords account for Google. It is free. They're not pressuring you to buy or anything like that. But you are going to log in, and then you're going to go down to Tools and then Keyword Planner. It is not a seashell or a napkin holder. No. But I do have napkins in my drawer along with my fortune cookie. Okay, so keyword planner. So tools, keyword planner. You're going to go for search for new keywords using a phrase, website, or category. So in this case, we're going to say Toronto area mom. I'm going to shorten that up. I'm just going to say Toronto mom meetups. You can go ahead and target your city. If you live in a rural area, you will find that your city does not come up. So my suggestion would be to take a city that is that does come up, that is nearby, that has the same demographic. So you don't necessarily want to go for the closest city to you that comes up. You want to go for the one with the nearest demographic that is also close. So let's hit save there. All languages, whatever. So get ideas. Oh, is it just not that it wouldn't show at all, or? Oh, why is it doing this? Wow. Oh, Shug. Okay, well, we did mommy meetup. Okay, so that's interesting. So I did mom meetups and it did mommy meetup. I'm guessing that might be then a brand. Sometimes when it gets specific like that, it's because it's a thing. Low competition. So what we're looking for here is the average monthly searches and the competition. But again, keeping in mind that the competition, Google is basing that off of how many people are paying for ads. So we're going to take this with a grain of salt. So so this is interesting. Some of the suggested from mom meetups were actually toddler activities. So if we're assuming that for us and for our business, talking about toddler activities is actually something that would work for us. It's being searched a lot higher. There's low competition for it. And let's assume that it fits in with our brand. Meet local moms. Here you can see, like, this is probably a no-go, right? Like the average monthly searches are super low and the competition is high. So that would have fell into our high competition, low volume category. And so probably don't want to go for that. See, then again, we're getting into the kids. So mom group, here's a nice opportunity. It can get up to 1,000 searches per month, and it's got low competition. So let's just copy this here. So this is exactly what I do. I go, oh, hey, here's an opportunity. Let me plop you into here. And then it was 100 to 1K. The competition was low. So let's go check out the opportunity for this mom group. So now to have a look at opportunity. No, it's not an hourglass, Holly, but that's a good guess. You know what? I did almost buy an hourglass from HomeSense, and it was pretty, but I couldn't figure out how long it timed. And anyway, I didn't buy it. So I'm going to do two things. One is you're going to want to get the Moz Toolbar. It's free from moz.com. And again, I'm going to send you this link afterwards, but even if you type in to Google like Moz Toolbar, it is an SEO toolbar. And I'll show you how it works here. We'll just go into a search. Let's do like pizza. If I turn my Moz bar on, and then, here we go. It's going to tell me out of the pages that came up on top for pizza, in this case, it's going to show me what's called the domain authority, which just means like how trusted and how much the actual, like the whole domain is considered as an authority on the in its in its specialty, and then the page authority, which is the actual page that shows up. So actually we could probably do this for mom groups. We were going to look up, right? Hey, MomNet, what? That's Tamika's, I think. That's right. That's you, right? Your MomNet? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, oh, interesting enough, it's your, oh no, it's not your About Us page. Okay. And then Mommy Connections comes up after you. Mommy Connections is Karen, and I know the Mommy Connections ladies too. Okay, so this is going to show you now what I used for this toolbar is to look again for opportunities. So if I see that there's a domain authority of about 24, 38, I feel, or this one here, which looks a little bit ghetto, I might think to myself, okay, I can probably get in on this. But what a better way to do it would be to look for opportunity is, oh, I don't need that up. Where am I going here? Is the Keyword Explorer. So the Keyword Explorer is a free tool from Moz.com. It is free to use up to 3 times. And then they kind of lock you down for the day. So if you are going to use this, I suggest having, like, knowing what you want to specifically look for. Or they do have a 30-day free trial. So if you want to just go on a keyword searching spree for this month, or any month really, because it's always free, go ahead and sign up for their 30-day trial and do all your researching, get all your stuff going. Because otherwise it's like $100 a month or something. So let's do mom groups again. So again, this is going to show us the monthly volume. So this is how many people are searching for it a month. And the keyword planner estimated it at 100 to 1,000. But Moz actually gets a little bit more specific, and it's really only 100 to 200. So the difficulty is estimating how hard it is for you to get to number 1. The opportunity means how many people click through a link that shows up for this search. So it means that if somebody's searching for mom groups, they're highly likely to click a link that comes up versus just being like, oh, none of this is what I wanted. I'm going to create another search. And then the priority is kind of like a combination of the difficulty and the opportunity and the monthly volume. So I think high means go for it in this case. So it's like mid priority. So whether or not you want to go for mom groups is kind of up to you. Again, this is when I bust out my handy dandy calculator and I say, okay, well, if it's 200 searches a month and I'm going to go times, if I'm number 1 on page 1, I get 66 new eyeballs to my website every month. What's my conversion rate? Well, I get people on my list like at 30%. 30% of the people sign up for my list. That's 20 extra people a month. And then out of my list, I convert a really high portion of my list into people who actually come to the groups. Let's say we do 20% or something. So that's like, so that would, I know like that was a lot of math, like going crazy. But this is how I break down the opportunity. What that looks like, potentially is 4 new moms coming to a group every month based on the mom group's keyword ranking number 1. Okay, does that sort of make sense? Is everybody cool with that? Like, let me know. Are your brains blown? Are y'all right? Another tool that I use, so that was sort of my thought process around it. And you can see how we went from mom meetups to finding an opportunity in mom groups. Brain is still processing. No worries. You can catch the replay and catch that all again. But you're looking at your how many potential people are coming to your website from that particular keyword, and then what your conversion rate is. And I'm talking about conversions as in a visitor to your website into a sale. So your conversion rate, if it's less than 1%, which just means that if you're getting 100 people to your website every month and you're not getting one person buying, that would be 1%, then your conversion rate is so low that you really need to do something about how your website sells your service. So that's something to think about. I want to show you guys something really cool, and this is Google Trends. This is another tool that I use to get some ideas. So again, we're still in this volume competition opportunity loop and discovering new ideas. All the while, we are updating our little keyword research thing here. So the opportunity was, I would say it was good, right? So the site on top was MumNet. And so the notes here that I might put would be like, go for it or whatever. Or I might think of like, well, if it's mom group, this would probably end up being a page on my website, like a landing page that was specific about mom groups. I don't think this needs to be a blog topic, but certainly I can have blogs that sort of feed that as well. And then we can refine this as well in the notes to say we can do like 200 if we want to be more specific with the monthly searches. So that's just how you use this this tool or this document. But again, you can create your own even, you know, if that works for you. Color code it any way you want. Okay, so Google Trends. This I used for two different purposes. I use Google Trends to compare similar terms. No, Holly, it is not a pet rock, but that's pretty cool. It's not. Okay, so comparing certain keywords. So as an example, I recently did one which was after school program. And we were looking to see whether after school program, there you go, is better than after school activity. And we're looking to see this, and huge for after school program. So this 0 to 100 is not like how many people search it. It's just the popularity, or like the saturation level over time. So more people are searching after school program versus after school activity, but we actually want to get a little bit more specific if we are location based. So we're going to type in Canada. Canada. Okay, here we go. Oh, interesting. It doesn't even have anybody outside of Ontario. It's interesting. Oh, okay. Weird beans. So it is a lot more. I wonder if they want me to hyphen this, because that was one of the things. Let's try that. See if we get better data. Oh, interesting. So the hyphenated version of after school activity is outperforming after school program. So so again, you see here that the language that people are using are to be putting a dash in the after school and calling it an after school activity. So that is something interesting to note. You can also do, if your business is seasonal, I was actually just talking to somebody who does truffles. So let's just see if there's a seasonal thing to truffles here. Oh, it's big in December. Oops, not compared to after school activity. Remove. You can actually go back and see the trends since 2004, but we'll just look at the past 5 years. And we can see big, huge spikes in December, I'm guessing. Yes, December. So truffle season runs from October to December. So even if people are interested in truffles in May and in the summer, they're actually not in season. And you can see that all throughout November, starting in October, the spike starts to go up. So when you're researching keywords, you can then take that information to get on board an upcoming event like Christmas or truffle season. Seeing what was happening in the past with those searches, you can know to start making your page and marketing your page in maybe September, so that by the time October hits, or November, you've already done the legwork. You're not creating a blog post in December to catch up with everybody else. You're ahead of the curve. Okay, so that's another tool that yeah, truffles and Christmas, yum. No, it's not a cookie jar. It is not a marble. Okay, so any questions so far? We've covered comparing keywords, the tools used to research keywords, Keyword Explorer, which sort of really easily kind of breaks down the priority. I mean, it's not really rocket science, but it's the difficulty in landing a keyword is sort of up to you. Like, the harder it is, the more time, energy, and money you need to invest in order to rank. That does not mean that you can't make it onto page one. It just means it'll take a little bit more effort, and it could take longer. No, it's not a slinky. That would be cool though too. And what time are we at? Oh, we're almost at 2 o'clock. So let's move on then. So I've got all those. So that's sort of how I do it. Discovering new ideas. This is another tool that I use. It's called Epicbeat. I don't know if they have a if they have a free trial or anything like that. I got this through AppSumo, and if you don't already subscribe to AppSumo, definitely do. You get like lifetime access to software for a flat $50. It's great versus like these services, which would normally be monthly. Okay, so truffles did not come up with anything. So let's say like mom groups. Okay, and so this is showing up all the pages or posts or blogs based on popularity. And the reason why I do something like this is because, especially for coming up with blog posts, blog topic ideas, I like to see what has been popular already and to kind of find opportunities in there to not straight up copy a blog, but to sort of get ideas and maybe catch the coattails of something that that has done well for somebody else, if that makes sense. So, girl gets added. Okay, there's lots of stuff. Oh, that's weird. Okay, these are all like really weird topics. So something about soccer moms seems to be really popular. So that's probably a bad Waco moms. We don't want to do that. Okay, I'm going to show flowers. I did this one a little bit earlier for something else. Maybe it was florist. It's not showing up. Oh, you know why? Because I think I did country. Yeah, you want to do your country too. Anyway, I was going to show you a blog topic idea, but now for some reason I can't find it. It was, anyway, the point is it was like top 5 fall flowers, but the actual blog post itself, there was no images, there was like hardly any text, but this particular blog for this particular place got enough shares that it it would probably be a good idea if you were a florist to do something similar, but make it look a lot nicer. So there's lots of times there are opportunities that you can find here that you can just say, that you can look at and go like, oh, you know what, actually I can do something a lot nicer. So bulb planting tips, like, let's see how this actually isn't so bad. So you can find opportunities that way, is all that I'm trying to say. So that is kind of it. Any questions so far? Oh, good. Let me check out the questions. Can I post the links to the sites I'm visiting so I can ask? Yes. Yes, I'm going to send to all of you guys a link, a file to a link to a shared drive. It'll have all these links here that I've been clicking through, as well as that spreadsheet that I was using. And what about the keywords near me, which is a common pop-up suggestion in iOS devices? Even more so with the new update recently, is there any way to maximize this on a website? Yes. So the near me is going to automatically tag. So a lot of people search things like pizza near me, but you can't create a blog post or a page post that uses the keyword near me, right? Because it just doesn't make sense on a page for me to create like a page on my website that said web designer near me. And then like, what am I going to say? Like, how am I going to articulate that in dialogue and paragraphs that make sense for me to also inject the words near me? So what near me does is it actually starts to look for locations physically near you. And the way that you're going to rank and come up for those items that are like location-based searches is by having your Google business page and or a Facebook page and or a Yelp page with your address, your physical address. If you have a home office, you can still do a Google business page without your physical address. You can just have the postal code there. Another way to do it is on your actual website. You want to use something called microdata to tag your address so that everywhere your address shows up on your website, it's actually tagged as the business address. And then Google can then use that information to understand that your business is actually physically near that person because it's tagged in the same postal code or zip code. Microdata is not possible on Wix, Weebly, and Squarespace, which is why I almost always recommend WordPress or Shopify if you want to take advantage of that. So I hope that helped. Will it work if you have a whole area? My Google Biz page highlights the city I'm in. Yeah, it's supposed to work. You can still have like, because Google still knows that you are in the area. So if you're location based, it still tags to Toronto. If you don't want to put your address, but you are a service-based business where maybe like you're like a coach or like you're meeting with people, you can put, or like a personal trainer, but you're operating out of your home. You can put Toronto, let's say. If you're an international product-based company, it doesn't really work the same way. However, if you have a storefront or a warehouse, you will still come up for people in your area, even though you are international shipper. All right, cool. So, oh, what do you do with all this info? I'm gonna try to wrap it up quickly because I know we're at 2 o'clock. You're going to decide what page to update or create with new keywords. So our mom group keyword, for example, probably would work really great as just a straight up service page or like landing page. You want to place that in the title, at least in the body of the page. It is so important, guys, to put your keywords in the actual main body, like in the actual paragraphs of the page. The mistake a lot of people make, especially in doing this, is with their brand name. So the name of their business. On your homepage, I want you to go, one thing that you can do, take out of this, doesn't have much to do with the research part, but definitely improves your SEO, is go onto your homepage and make sure you have mentioned your brand name, or if you are the brand, your name. Because people searching for you aren't going to be able to find you if you don't actually put your name in your business on your page. A lot of people make the mistake of saying things like, we believe in transparency, or, our values are blah, blah, blah. So instead of the we, just transform that into Geek Unicorn believes in transparency, or whatever it is. Create internal links using that anchor text just means you should be creating a web of links within your own website anyway. Blogs should link to other blogs. Blogs should link to service pages. Service pages should link back to the homepage, like all those kinds of things. So that's what you're doing with the keywords. Now with the keyword, you're going to use, so if it was mom group, I would have another page somewhere else on my website, like a blog. Mention the mom group page with the link, and the link, the words of the link would be mom group, and it would link to my mom group page. Then you're going to content market the hell out of that page. So keyword research does not take away from the fact that you still need to be driving content. You need to be, driving traffic. You need to be content marketing. You need to be sharing on your networks. You need to be getting people to your website and eyeballs on top of it. Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked that, you would love to subscribe to my YouTube channel. A baby unicorn is born for everyone who subscribes. That's not true. I don't know. I haven't fact checked that, but we're just going to assume it is. So, I mean, it couldn't hurt to subscribe, and then possibly a baby unicorn would be born. I mean, I wouldn't risk not doing that, I'm just saying.